Despite jumping by about 400% in the last few weeks of trade, Bed Bath & Beyond stock looks to be heading right back down. Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So I'm going to revisit a stock that I was discussing a fair bit about 4 months ago that has become one of the hottest stocks lately, that being Bed Bath & Beyond, ticker symbol BBBY. Now, I'm not going to focus on what has been going on and driving the strong rally the stock has been on in the last few weeks, as I sort of predicted this when I first started covering the stock, that being the stock would be hotly targeted by the retail scene because of the involvement Ryan Cohen's RC Ventures started to have in the stock. But I want to focus more on what has just happened in the aftermarket window to the stock on Wednesday, which has seen a huge dip in the stock value. Obviously, I think this dip is going to have major reverberations for the stock when trading resumes on Thursday. So what has actually happened is that Bed Bath Beyond stock plummeted by about 20% in the post-market after Ryan Cohen's RC Ventures said in a filing on Tuesday that with the US SEC that it might sell as much as 7.78 million shares of Bed Bath Beyond, along with some call options, according to Bloomberg. Now, this is significant because Ryan Cohen's RC Ventures is the second largest shareholder in the stock, the largest being BlackRock. Bloomberg estimate that RC Ventures held about 11.8% stake as of April 21. Given the influence of Cohen to capture the interest of the retail scene to get behind the stock, it is no surprise that it has had such an adverse effect in the post-market. While we are speculating on why Cohen has decided to sell a significant piece of his holding in BBBY, Bloomberg is suggesting that he has grown fed up with the company, which was clear in his public views of now former CEO Mark Tritton, as well as their recent and again poor financial results that they posted just last quarter. However, I think there is some other element that is not currently being covered by the media. And that is, if you look back at Cohen's involvement in the stock, which dates back to around April earlier this year, which is when I first gained an interest in the stock, in the last 5 days, the stock has more than doubled and gone up by more than 400% in the last few weeks. And that has moved the stock price beyond the entry levels that Cohen would have bought in back in April. Given the current macro environment, this was probably a great exit price for Cohen and RC Ventures to get out at. Given these uncertain times, it could be hard to see when a positive trading move like this could happen next, as we don't know how close to the bottom of the market we are. And now that Cohen has largely exited the stock, my gut feeling is that we may see a continuation of yesterday's post-market sell-off continue on Thursday. Given that the US is technically in a recession now and inflation is high, I don't think this will bode well for BBBY stock either. As such, I think we may see a bit more of a demise in the stock value in the coming sessions. That is, of course, unless we see some improved macro settings or the retail sector again galvanizes behind the stock. It is possible, as Bed Bath Beyond has a strong retail interest, as it is currently the most talked about stock on social media, obviously given its recent rally, and I think yesterday's aftermarket news has really kicked up the chatter around the stock. Not saying that this is all positive or negative, it's too hard to tell. And not that any of this is investing advice, but I think if the retail interest does now head for the exit with Cohen and market sentiment against sales, I wouldn't be surprised if the stock price retreats back to the $10 mark and even further below. The company isn't performing really well, and given the current setting, it's probably likely not to continue very well for some time to come. Clearly, I think much of BBBY's immediate fortunes are going to be linked with Cohen, as it was him and his position that I believe had galvanized the retail sector, much like it had initially when he was involved with the GME stock. Anyway, that's about all I'm going to talk about in this one. I know it's nice and short, but I'd like to know what you guys all think about the Cohen and RC Ventures exit from Bed Bath Beyond stock. Do you have any price targets for where the stock may head in the short to medium term? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.